Ladies and gentlemen, in a thriving democracy, the channels of communication between the electorate and the elected are sacrosanct. These channels are designed to foster a dialogue that is both constructive and reflective of the collective conscience of the populace. However, the noble intent of this dialogue often finds itself overshadowed by the malignant practices of lobbying, which, when unchecked, pave the way to corruption. The journey from lobbying to corruption is often a slippery slope, greased by the gilded handshake between power and capital. Lobbyists, armed with substantial financial resources, seek to influence legislative processes not for the common good but for the interests of a privileged few. This collusion threatens to erode the very foundation of our democratic ethos: transparency, accountability, and the collective welfare. The crux of the issue lies in the clandestine nature of lobbying activities that operate in the shadows, far removed from the public eye. The lack of transparency gives rise to a culture of quid pro quo, where policy decisions are traded for financial gain. This is where the seeds of corruption are sown, nurturing a system that values wealth over welfare. However, the bleak landscape is not devoid of hope. There are pragmatic steps we can undertake to untangle the nefarious web spun by lobbying and corruption. Firstly, a stringent regulatory framework around lobbying activities is imperative. By enforcing disclosure laws, we can shine a light on the otherwise opaque interactions between lobbyists and policymakers. Transparency is the first step towards accountability. Secondly, campaign finance reform is crucial to lessen the dependence of politicians on big donors. By setting clear and fair funding limits, we can create a level playing field that prioritizes ideas over capital. Thirdly, empowering anti-corruption bodies with the necessary resources and autonomy will bolster the fight against corruption. An independent watchdog can keep the excesses of lobbying in check, ensuring that the democratic process remains untainted. Lastly, public engagement and awareness are indispensable. A well-informed citizenry is the bedrock of a robust democracy. It's essential that we, as a society, understand the implications of lobbying and advocate for reforms that uphold the integrity of our democratic institutions. In conclusion, the path from lobbying to accountability is a collective endeavor, one that requires the concerted effort of policymakers, the judiciary, and the citizenry. As we stride forth on this path, let us carry with us the torch of transparency, the shield of accountability, and the resolve to reclaim the sanctity of our democratic dialogue. Thank you.